Well, as I mentioned in the intro, we have a very special guest. He's here just 2 or 3 feet away from me, and he has a guitar with him. Let's introduce Jenson Tagg. Good afternoon, Jason.
Hello, Jenson. You said right before we came on, you said you were going to do that as well.
Yeah, we just been, while that song was playing, I said, I hope I don't call you Jason. And what did I do? I called you Jenson. I'm getting them all back to front now. Jenson, I do apologise.
No worries.
But welcome to Grinny Groove's Backstage Pass.
No, thanks for having me.
Lovely to you to be here. Now, also while that song was playing, we had a little conversation there, and you mentioned that you were here a few years ago, but it must be, well, obviously we've had the pandemic the last 2 years, so it must be 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was maybe 2017, 18 time, I think, maybe. So probably a good, 4 years ago now, I think.
It's great to welcome you back, and I hope you like the new studio.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's air conditioned. It's a little bit
cooler. It's always a plus. Yeah.
Isn't a plus? So you have brought your guitar with you.
I have,
and you're going to play some songs for us in a minute or two.
Mm-hmm.
But just before we get into your chat, just give us a little bit of background about yourself. When you sort of, well, are you local to East Grinstead? Maybe that's a good place to start.
Yeah, fairly. I mean, Ifield, so not too far away at all. So
Yeah.
Ifield, Crawley. Used to be Hawley. And then before that, Smallfield, but yeah, so always sort of
it's in the area,
the
listening area.
Mm.
So I'm always fascinated by musicians about the fact that they can play and how they can move their fingers quick enough to change chords. Because I've tried and failed miserably. But when did you get going in with the guitar? Or was that the first instrument you played, the guitar?
Guitar was always the first instrument. Yeah. So I do come from quite a musical family. So with a lot of older cousins and an older brother and sister too. So like on my mum's side, there's a lot of music going on. Right. So at family parties and things, I'd always be sort of looking up at them, thinking, "Oh, I want to be able to do that." And and then I saw the Beatles on the telly, and then that was it.
Didn't we all?
So I definitely wanted to. It was when the anthology came out in about 95-ish,
right.
And it was being shown on the TV, and then been obsessed ever since then.
Okay, well, why don't you play us a song and give us a little introduction to that song, if you wouldn't mind, in terms of the history behind it. Is this a song you've wrote?
This is one of mine. So this is on my last album. It's called "You Are My Thief," and I still probably haven't really got to grips with what it's about, really. It does normally take a few years for me to sort of look back and think, oh, that's probably what that line was about. And But it's like I'm never good with explaining what my songs are.
But the question that always gets asked to a songwriter is, how a song develops. Is it a phrase they hear or a situation they see? Maybe we'll talk about that later. But
sure, yeah.
I'll leave you to introduce the song.
Sure. Okay, so this is called "You Are My Thief." I'm haunted by your ghost. When are you gonna leave? Your voice rings out like most things I can't believe. And as the music turns low and I rattle your bones, these old songs break hearts. Words are not enough. I thought I knew you well. Turns out not a lot. And as the music turns low and I rattle your bones, I always knew you'd win. The days are wearing thin. Once you go, you're gone for good, and I've nothing to lose. I think about your choice of action I won't get to use. And now I guess you are my thief, I want to steal you too. I second guess myself as to whether I'm right or wrong. And if I'm feeling weak, I think that you must be strong. And as the music turns low and I rattle your bones, I always knew you'd win. The days are wearing thin. Once you go, you're gone for good, and I've nothing to lose. I think about your choice of action I won't get to use. And now I guess you are my thief, I want to steal you too. And now I guess you are my thief, I want to steal you too. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Thank you.
A little sample of what we're going to have this afternoon. That was Jenson Tagg there with You Are My Thief, and the crowd are going crazy for it. I enjoyed that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so that was off your last album? EP,
yeah, so the last one, that was called Waiting for the Walls to Speak, which was came out in 2019. So working on one at the moment, but yeah, that's one from the last one.
Okay. So 2019, obviously pre-pandemic, so and you say you're working on something now, so how has been the pandemic from a musical's perspective, you know, your own sort of career?
Well, great for writing, not so good for performing. Not so good for performing. Yeah, so it's starting to get a bit busy now. But my son was also born right at the start of the pandemic as well. A lot of time and effort, as it should be, has gone towards him.
Rightly so.
Yep. And so it was kind of a funny thing, lockdown. In some ways, like I don't make light of it, but there's silver lining, if you like, that I got to spend a lot of time with my newborn son. No,
I'm pleased that that happened for you, that you can spend time with the family, new son.
Yeah, but it also provided a lot of time for writing as well, which is
some reflection time to think about songs.
Yeah, for sure, and just a lot of demoing around the house and stuff while he's asleep, trying not to wake him. But yeah, so I've got I guess like a whole album's worth of stuff out of it from the pandemic.
Oh yeah, so it wouldn't be. You're thinking of an album as opposed to an EP.
Yeah, I'm currently working on a sort of standalone single that's going to be not the same vibe as what the album's going to be. So it's going to be slightly different. So that's being mastered at the moment.
Okay.
With some people called B-Side Recording. I don't know if you've heard of them.
No.
Kind of. Well, look them up. They sort of help artists, sort of independent artists and stuff to do certain things. We did a live to vinyl thing like a couple of months ago, and they just do things like that. And that's who I'm doing the single with. Which
I suppose with the move back towards vinyl now, that things are changing from that respect, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good thing. I do like my vinyl, but it just seems to be very expensive to produce and reproduce.
Yeah, it's a significant cost involved then.
Yeah,
for
even
the independent artists like yourself.
Yeah, not just independent artists, even sort of big up there artists. Like whenever you hear of delays of an album being released, it's always to do with the vinyl,
Okay.
like not being ready.
Yeah,
that's what
like
I seem to have found.
Production delays at the factory or whatever.
Yeah, it just always seems to be the way. But I mean, I love it. I think it's a good thing that vinyl's coming back.
All right. Well, why don't we go to an ad break, and then we can talk more with Jenson and hear some more of his songs.
Bullfrog Music, Ship Street, East Grinstead are proud sponsors of Grinny Groove's Backstage Pass.
And thank you to Bullfrog Music. Yes, this is Grinny Groove's Backstage Pass. My name is Norman, and I'm sitting in for Ginny and Dave this Sunday afternoon. We have a very special guest with us, Jenson Tagg. And Jenson says every time I call him Jason, I've got to give him £5. So,
That's right, yeah.
So I own £5 already, but
I think it's 10 actually.
Oh gosh, it's gone up to 10. Well, we heard a song earlier on from Jenson, and we're going to hear more in a minute. But I was interested about what may have influenced you.
My earliest influences are probably my own family. So, like I say, my brother's a drummer. So there's always a drum kit in the house. So there's always music going on. My dad had a very big vinyl collection, and CDs too. So there's always that to rifle through. But yeah, as I was saying, my cousins, David Zincke being one of them, he's sort of doing his own music and stuff, and it's very influential on me.
Right.
So that's sort of the immediate influences were from within the family.
And the song you've chosen is Unfinished Mountain Song.
That's it.
Yeah, which we've dug into the library and we've got that to play. But any other background to it other than its cousin and there's been an influence?
Yeah, well, he's always been an influence. It's sort of we are different, but we can similar in some ways. We both play acoustic guitar for a start, but we actually wrote a song together, which I'm going to play later.
Oh, I look forward to that.
So I thought I'll play one of his. A slight whiff of nepotism in the air, but
okay. Well, why don't we play David Zincke with Unfinished Mountain Song? Well, that was David Zincke there with Unfinished Mountain Song, and a great song it was too.
Yeah, I love it.
I like that.
Yeah, it's great. Sorry.
So, David, you said David's your cousin?
Yeah, so he's my mum's brother's son.
Yeah, so I'm hoping he is, but is he local to us
unfortunately, no.
He's not. What a shame. We could have had him as a guest. We would have loved it.
Yeah, well, he lives in the south of France, in Nice.
Well, we can go to him.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm sure he'll be well up for that. Him and my brother and a couple of other relatives are out in Nice, and they're full-time musicians out there. So that's what they do full-time. But no, unfortunately, he's not local.
Well, it's hard to put people into sort of genre brackets, but very much obviously singer-songwriter.
Yeah, that's the sort of term I use for myself as well, just as sort of a broad, and you can sort of cover get a bit more eclectic under that title as well, just saying singer-songwriter as opposed to folk or blues or something. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I really enjoyed that. So, have you ever done any work yourself with David Zincke?
Funnily enough, only recently, like after all these years of both of us playing and writing songs, only like during the pandemic actually, I was writing a lot of songs, and I had this one I liked, but I just couldn't get a melody for it. Normally, sort of, I'm okay with finding melodies, but I was playing it over and over again. I just couldn't think of a melody, and so I sent it to him and said, "Do you like it?" First of all, and he said, "Yeah, it sounds great." And I said, "Is there any way you can think of a melody for me? Because I'm really struggling here." And the next day he sent a little voice note of him humming along to a sort of guide guitar track I'd sent him, and then I put words to that, and so it's like after all these years, we'd finally written a song together.
Wow. Yeah. Will you play that song for us then?
Yeah, I'll play it right now. May your eyes be wide, I think of home as I close mine. These days are better. Swim against the tide, a blindfold landslide I find. These days are better now. It's written on your face, pretty girls make graves, but who is there to call my name? Time speeding by me, I take things slowly, but who is there to call my name? Call my name, call my name, call my name. With time on my hands, I've come to realize that your dreams are better. As you rest your head, there's no monsters beneath your bed. Your dreams are better now. It's written on your face, pretty girls make graves, but who is there to call your name? Time speeding by me, I take things slowly, but who is there to call my name? Call my name, call my name, call my name.
Well, that was Jenson Tagg there with...
That's 15 now. £15 you owe me now.
I thought I had it right there, you know, Jenson.
No, as I say, it's loads of... I get that all the time.
But that was a co-write?
Yes, yeah, co-wrote with my cousin David Zincke. Yeah.
And the track was As Your Dreams Are Better.
Your Dreams Are Better, yeah.
Your Dreams Are Better, not As Your Dreams. Your Dreams Are Better. Now, I like that one too.
Yeah, it's in a different... Well, it's come back to haunt me now, but it's in a different tuning to your normal standard. So there's another pandemic thing, sort of a bit of a time to sort of experiment on sort of different tunings. Also listening to sort of new music where I wouldn't... Not that I wouldn't listen to, but that I just hadn't discovered yet. Just more time sort of on there. So
you mentioned about new music you're discovering. So we're going to go to some ads in a minute. So after that, maybe we'll dig into what you're listening to, eh?
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Full Frog Music, Ship Street, East Grinstead, of Grinny Groove's Backstage Pass.
They are indeed, and you are listening to Grinny Groove's Backstage Pass. My name is Norman. I'm sitting in for Ginny and Dave, who are in the South Wales, I believe. And I'm starting to wish I never said I'd sit in for them, because I owe our guests £15 already, and there's another hour and 20 minutes left to go. So this could be an expensive sitting in experience for me. But I'm going to continue and hope I don't call Jenson Jason. But Jenson, can you tell us a little bit about maybe, wheel the cogs of your mind back and about your first gig. Can you remember the first gig? I'm not so much with the family. I'm thinking about with an audience that maybe people you don't know,
people not specifically there just to see you. Or Well, the first one that springs to mind would be at school. So when I'd have been about 15, 16, I think. So like me and friends had got a band together. We didn't have a name at the time, but we did. What was it? We did. I forgot the name of the song. "Whole Lot of Love" by Led Zeppelin, a sort of medley, and then into Lenny Kravitz's "Are You Gonna Go My Way?" That was the song I was trying to think of. It went down great. It was definitely sort of gave me the taste for performing after that. So it went down really well.
So that was the bug had really had bitten you at this point, and then you thought, well, this is a career I want to try and get into.
Yeah, for sure.
And develop the skills.
Yeah, so that, I mean, it was already sort of in me anyway to want to do that, but then that definitely put the stamp on it. It's like, this is definitely what I want to be doing for the next few years at least.
And while we're talking about gigs, is any gigs coming up in the future?
Next one for me is on the 27th of August, I believe. It's going to be at the Wimbledon Brewery, and it's with those people at B-Side that
you
I
mentioned before.
They're putting on like a 2-day festival thing, so plug for B-Side there if any of you guys are listening. So they're putting like a little 2-day festival at the Wimbledon Brewery on the 27th and 28th, and I think outside is going to be, they've got like a little outside, like a nice outside area for more bands and things like that, and then sort of inside and upstairs is a really cool room for sort of acoustic acts like me.
Okay.
Some people are doing both because they're in bands, but I'm just doing the acoustic side on the 27th.
And if people want to go along, do you know if it's a ticketed event or is it just sort of go along?
No, I believe it is ticketed. You may have to Google it because I don't have the
full details.
I don't have the full details.
I guess it'll be on Facebook though.
It will be, yes.
Wimbledon Brewery that weekend. That is. Yeah. Give me those dates again, because I got a feeling that could be the bank holiday weekend.
27th of August.
I got a feeling that is a part of the bank holiday weekend in August.
Oh, maybe it's a 3-dayer then. I don't know.
Sounds like a lot of fun. If you're interested in going down, and I guess it'll be a mix of band. When I say mix of bands, mixed of styles and genres.
Yeah. So they're sort of announcing who they've got playing at it sort of over the last few weeks, and it's definitely an eclectic mix, which is great.
All right.
Come along.
So we also, before the break, we talked about influences. I think we talked about what you're currently listening to. Oh,
right, yeah. So we're talking about in the pandemic, where it sort of allowed itself to have more time to discover new people. It may not necessarily. I don't necessarily always mean someone brand new, but someone who may be new to you. Yeah.
So is it somebody that we could play? That we maybe in our library?
So there's Iron and Wine comes to mind. He released an album in 2017, I think, and I love it. I'd heard of him before, but he was it was a new album for me that sort of escaped me, and I didn't know why, that I discovered. I'm saying discovered like I discovered it.
Yeah,
but
it was new. It
became new to me.
But it's a name I'm not familiar with.
Oh no.
No, but let me have a little look in our library, and I'm sure we'll find it. And is it a particular track of his? I'm assuming it's a he.
Yes, yeah, he's a folky, beardy kind of guy.
Right.
But yeah, he's great. But yeah, it's a track called "Call It Dreaming," which I think is the first one off his album called Beast Epic.
Yeah, I found it. So why don't we have a listen to
Iron and Wine? Yeah,
Iron and Wine, and the song is "Call It Dreaming." Well, that was Iron and Wine and Call It Dreaming, and that was a recommendation from Jenson. Don't have your £5 now, do I? So, actually, if everyone I get right, can we subtract?
Take £5 off again. Okay, so we're back down to 10 then.
Oh, thank you. No, well, that was a great track. For me, that was great. I didn't know about this artist, and probably people going, "Oh, you should." Yeah, but now I know about him. I'll listen to him and know, but get to like his stuff, no doubt. If I listen to more of him.
Yeah, so I found out about him a few years ago, and then I don't know why, but it just completely went off my radar.
Yeah.
And then came back on again in the pandemic, and I had a bunch of albums to check out after, like, since he had, since I'd sort of not forgotten about him, just as I say, went off the radar. But yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I had a little Google there, a little Wikipedia, and his name is, his real name, you know, his birth name is Sam Beam, and he's from South Carolina.
Yes.
Yeah. But, thank you for that. That's one I shall be taking home with me and having a listen to later, as well as David Zincke, of course.
Of course.
So we got, what is it, 8 minutes to 6, isn't it? Not 5, 8 minutes to 6. Do you think we'll be able to squeeze a track in? Another one of yours? Or
one of me playing? Yeah, sure.
Or do you want to chat away? It's up to you. Do you want to rest the singing voice and just talk?
I'm happy to play another one if you... Yeah. It's a fairly short one, so we can definitely get it in there.
Okay.
In the minutes.
Yeah, we don't want to cut you off when the news jingle has to play. Yeah. So what's this next track then?
Well, this is actually a fairly old one that I've never sort of recorded properly, if you like. So I'm planning on putting it on the album that I'm working on at the moment. But it's one of the first, sort of after sort of the band split up, it was one of the first songs I wrote, like for me as a singer-songwriter. But it's called Truth Be Told. So
don't want to cut you off on your prime there, but interestingly, you started off in a band or a school band. You talked about that first gig, and now here you are as a solo artist. Mm-hmm. But you just mentioned about you were in a band, so you've been in bands. I'm assuming throughout early on in your musical career.
Yeah, sort of different sort of incarnations of same people.
Somebody leaves and somebody comes in.
Exactly, and but basically the guy I've been playing with since we've known each other is my mate Adam Roylance. He sort of does all the sort of lead guitar and everything that I record for me. But yeah, we were in bands together since we were 15. So and as you say, sort of various people join and then sort of I've had enough and go. So
for whatever reason, they have to drift out and leave, and somebody else.
But we've always sort of stayed together. As I say, like he's doing his own thing now, which is cool. Yeah. But yeah, if I ever want a sort of any kind of electric playing on it, he's the guy I call.
Okay. Well, I cut you off, but let's hear this track that you said you were going to play.
Hopefully. Just want to make sure I'm in the right tuning this time. Okay, this is called Truth Be Told.
Truth Be Told by Jenson Tagg.
Let the truth be told. There's something between us both. I know you've settled down. It's 7 years and counting. Let your love be shown. I know I can't play God. This must end with you. These girls will come and go, and I'll leave for Mexico. The city's bright lights are fool's gold. Time's not moving fast enough, frozen here in song. Wash away your fears and I'll be gone. Wipe away your tears and I'll be gone. As I wake up early, she says it's just a dream. Although it's hard to see, she's an angel just for me, and makes me feel complete. Time's not moving fast enough, frozen here in song. Wash away your fears and I'll be gone. Wipe away your tears and I'll be gone. Wipe away your tears and I'll be gone. Wipe away your tears and I'll be gone.
The crowd love it. No, but I love it too. No, that was a lovely song. And that was The Truth Be Told.
Yes, yep.
And you're listening to Grinny Groove's Backstage Pass, and my name is Norman, and our special guest this afternoon is Jenson Tagg. And
it's back up to 15 again now.
Oh, yes. I did it deliberately that time though.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what? I've written it down on a piece of paper in front of me, and I still said it wrong, didn't I? I'm glad you must think you'll be kicking me afterwards. You think, gosh, how many times have I told that bloke my name is not Jason?
It's fine, don't worry.
Are you sure now? Because I'm starting to feel really bad about this.
No, not at all. No, as I say, it's it happens all the time. Like even when people are reading my name, they go to read Jason. They start saying Jason. So yeah, it happens all the time. So honestly, don't worry. No. It's cool.
Well, you're making me feel better now. Mm-hmm. Well, we're going up to the news in a few minutes' time. So you're going to stick around for the second hour?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And we'll have some more live music from Jenson. You heard it that time, didn't you? From Jenson.
I did, yeah.
And you'll tell us of some more of the songs that have influenced your songwriting career. Well, next week, Ginny and Dave, I should call them. Then Ginny and Dave will be back here, keeping the seats warm, and clearly, whatever guests they have lined up, they will not be getting their name wrong. Well, we've just got to hang out for a little bit longer. So, do you know any jokes?
Oh God! Could have warned me you were going to do that.
No.
No. I'm not gonna risk it.
No, I'm not going to. I'm certainly not going to risk it. I'll tell you one of the songs I want to play after the news. That's another local girl by the name of Amber T.